How are you?
Great, how you doing?
Yeah.
Good. All right. You know, the struggle with this technology and us old folks.
Yes, how pretty
Are
good.
you? The struggle with this technology. Are you? Yeah.
Like if something's a brand new.
Great.
Where did you live?
It's better than some of the other ones you could add, guys.
Yeah, but never had that. I don't have one.
I'm sure she heard it somewhere.
Yeah, there
You
should
probably
be.
have.
I don't think that's.
Did I just mute somebody?
Probably heard it on call.
Unless I didn't.
You heard it somewhere.
Yeah.
You probably heard it. Yeah.
Thank you. I could have got that.
No? You think I could just probably pull it over, but I
You're
can't.
good, how are you?
You're just in trouble.
There we
No,
go.
I never stay out of trouble.
Mr. Thomas.
So now those bills.
No. Chaos is my middle name.
A three-way screen.
Justin, how you doing?
Yeah.
Eric, how you doing there?
I don't have enough data. Is there one there?
Yeah, there's, I think there's. I'm so excited. I heard a basketball going down my sidewalk this afternoon. It's been a long time since I heard a basketball going down my sidewalk. I'm so excited. There's basketball going down my sidewalk. Been a long Me too. I give up my garden.
It's hard to give it up. You can't like tomatoes that taste good.
Oh, I still have a tomato plant.
Oh,
I still have some green onions, you know.
my wife told me if I gave up gardening, I wouldn't want to put in a tomato plant or two. So I'm just like.
I have them in the flower bed.
We always have extra help for you some of the meetings. Make sure you get it.
Flower bed.
Here, I got called out for another semi on the bridge or something.
Got somebody on the bridge?
The last meeting, Kelly Newsom was telling us that a semi ripped its one axle off on the bridge today. I said, I didn't hear any sirens. I said it happened about 3 o'clock. So I don't know if somebody just hooked on and pulled it up through. One axle off. I don't know, on the bridge.
I didn't see the emergency and that's from my house.
Paul didn't say anything. He doesn't hear health. That's true. Yeah. Very tight look. It's just not a bad thing, I guess.
It's officially spring, Paul. I heard Heard my favorite motorcycle out on Northport going through the gears.
It's officially spring till Monday or Saturday.
Especially spring, Paul. Yeah, I know. That's spring in Indiana.
It's officially spring till Monday.
Then it'll be back to 7.
No one told my daffodils. They're blooming.
Right.
Yeah. I got tulips about ready to open up too. But ain't no one told my daffodils.
We're gonna get a little bit of a shot.
I'm gonna be a little squish now.
Must miss things on.
Okay, Cheryl, we've got Bill and Natalie on, and it's time.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Last meeting. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We'll follow up on ordinance violation.
108 Park Drive. They had 2 vehicles. Those have been removed. 204 Harriman. Property owner repaired their vehicle. 19 North Shore Drive. Required a new registration. It's been done. And 580 Bayview, the owner is selling his vehicle. North Shore Drive. 215 Spring Beach, they removed the trailer frame from the yard. 355 Bernice Avenue. They removed pallets or stacked pallets that they had. And so 750 Pelly Street extended from the yard to 5 scrap pile. I've got a list of 7 properties to send letters to. 398 Grand Street for junk pile that is starting to accumulate. 452 Jackson Street's got a couple mattresses in the yard. And there's another property on Jackson Street. They all have their addresses for 452 Jackson Street.
We can get you that address.
Huh?
We can get you the address.
I've got the property owner's address, but I don't have the property address.
Oh, it should have been, should still be in the system.
I did, yeah, I didn't see it on Beacon. 295
Property
Weston's. Has accumulated some junk. 302 Kelly Street. Junk. 155 Martin, which she paid a fine last year, but never took care of the problem. And then 252 Weston Martin has a vehicle. It's got a washing machine or dryer in the back of it that's been sent in. 252 or letters I have to submit.
Right. And how's our property on Front Street doing?
I haven't talked to Deb, but need to give her to you.
Okay.
I'll either text her. She can text it too.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Paul. Commonwealth?
Natalie, you're up.
All right. Hello, everybody. This is Natalie Schelling with Commonwealth Engineers, attending virtually. So I had a meeting with Lee and Scott this morning at the main lift station. Are you guys ready for me to continue?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
We're moving you down so we can.
I
hear
see you moving
better.
me around. So as I was saying, we had a meeting with Lee and Scott, as well as Zach from Indiana Pump Works at the main lift
Hold on, Natalie,
station.
just a
Oh,
second.
okay.
So I'm gonna take, as well as
Zach from Indiana Pump Works at the main lift station. Okay.
There's so much backbeat on that. Okay, I think we're ready. We're getting a little backbeat, so.
Okay, just stop me if you need me to. So as you guys are aware, we've been looking at an improvements project at the main lift station for about a couple years now, as well as installing a new screen on the influent at the wastewater treatment plant. For about a couple years now, as well as installing a new screen on the influent at the wastewater treatment plant. About a couple years now, as well as installing a new screen on the influent at the wastewater treatment plant.
Let's see, we shut that one off and go through that one. Don't you? Hey Natalie,
Yeah,
hold on for a second. We're gonna shut the one off and just go with the one on the computer. Which. And then move it down there by you guys. We'll just have to be very quiet.
I'm not coming any further. I'm stuck.
Okay, I got it.
Okay, try again, Natalie.
okay. So we've been discussing for the past couple of years a project to perform improvements on the main lift station, as well as a new screen at your wastewater treatment plant. I had a meeting this morning with Lee and Scott, as well as Zach from Indiana Pump Works at the main lift station site, and we had some discussions about how to move forward with the project. So I have prepared an updated proposal for you, which hopefully you have copies of. So what we are proposing to get this project moving forward, but give the town more control over the process and especially the costs, is to deliver this project using an alternate delivery method. So this would be something like a guaranteed savings project or build, operate, transfer project. And essentially how this works is instead of the typical design, bid, build process, the town would start by soliciting a contractor through a request for qualifications, and the contractors who are licensed to perform these types of contracts would submit their qualifications to the town. You would then review these qualifications and potentially interview the candidates and then select which contractor you want to work with moving forward. And by getting the contractor on board at the beginning of the project, they would work directly with the town as well as us at Commonwealth on the design. And we would be able to have their insights on ways to make the project more cost effective. You would also be able to, at any point in the process, pause on the design and say, this is getting to be too costly. The contractor will be providing cost estimates on the project as we get to various stages in design. And you would then have that information up front to be able to say, we need to scale back the scope because this project is getting too costly or what have you. So I have revised the proposal that we've submitted previously for a design bid build type of project and made this in accordance with an alternate delivery method project. So we're proposing in here the usual project management, field work. We'd have to do survey and soil borings, and those things could get started right away. We would also have preliminary design, and we would pause this at approximately 30% design. What we discussed this morning with the group was that there are multiple options for making improvements to the main lift station. You could convert the lift station to a submersible lift station or do an inline lift station, and either one would potentially solve your needs. So by doing the alternate delivery method and pausing at 30% design, we would design both options up to 30% design and then get the costs from the selected contractor at that point, which would also help to narrow down which option you should move forward with. So once you've got the contractor on board, they've given you the estimates for the two options at 30% design, then we would move forward to final design with your selected option. We would, of course, have permitting included in there. We would potentially need construction permits from the Indiana Department of Environmental Management. Since one is sanitary sewer with the lift station and the other is at the plant, it would be two separate permits, but we've got that all included in here. We have a phase for bidding and negotiating, and this is, in this case, the procurement of that guaranteed savings contractor or build, operate, transfer, but the procurement of the contractor at the beginning of the project. And we propose that this would occur concurrently with us working on that 30% design. So there's a certain timeframes that have to be allowed for advertising the request for qualifications and such. So we would put this out for advertisement. And while that is all meeting the required timeframes, Commonwealth on the back end would be starting on that 30% design. So by the time you've selected a contractor, we're pretty close to having that first preliminary design information prepared for them to start reviewing and estimating, and we're just that much further along in the schedule. We've also included a phase in here for financial assistance. This would be most likely applying for the Rural Water Financing Agency Flex Term Loan that we've talked about before. That's the loan program that's specifically for municipalities. At this point, it doesn't look like there's a ton of grant options, but we will continue to investigate that. And depending on the time frame, we may be able to look at doing requesting earmark financing, but that wouldn't be until probably next spring. So it might not work out timing wise, but we have budget allocated to be investigating financial options. The next phase we have is construction engineering. All of these phases from construction engineering onward were not included in the original proposal that I provided to you because with the traditional design bid build, we typically have our proposals go through bidding, and then once the client receives their bids, sometimes there's a decision on we don't want to move forward, it's too expensive or whatnot. In this case, we will know upfront what the costs will be, and you will already know by the time design is finalized what the costs will be, and you'll be able to roll right into construction. And with this method as well, the contractor, since they're already selected, they may be able to start ordering items of equipment such as new pumps right away once the design is finalized. So they could be starting to procure materials while we are working on the permit applications. Anyhow, we have construction engineering included in here. We also have a phase for resident project representative. This is your construction inspection. So you would have an inspector from Commonwealth on site, keeping an eye on things during construction. We also have a phase for post-construction and startup services. We have a couple of former wastewater treatment plant operators who do, they can assist with starting up the new equipment or any troubleshooting once the new screen is getting online. So that's included there. And then lastly, record drawings. So once the project is totally complete, we'll get you as-built drawings drawn up so that you can have those for your records. Does anybody have any questions on the scope?
No, it sounds to me like you've pretty much covered it all.
So next we have the anticipated schedule on here. This is flexible since you aren't under any certain NPDES permit deadlines. This can be adjusted. It's based on your needs, but based on what I was hearing in our meeting this morning, it sounds like there's pretty urgent needs to get started on the main lift station.
There are, yes.
Yeah. So that's what we've based this schedule on, is getting started as soon as you guys give us the green light. And then budget, we have all of our tasks laid out there, broken down task by task, the costs. We also indicate on there where it's lump sum versus hourly not to exceed. And then the grand total for all of the engineering services associated with the project is $460,700.
Give me those numbers again.
460,700.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You could send me some documentation that I didn't get printed off because I didn't have my emails. Yeah, I didn't. So she sent it at 450, so let me go print that off and let me ask a question.
You can just email it to us.
Natalie,
Yes.
so the documentation I didn't get printed off yet, but so if I print that off or email that to them, is this something we can review and then approve or disapprove at the May, what is that, 9th meeting?
Yeah, absolutely. If that's the
Okay.
time frame you guys are looking at, it would need an approval by the council. So yeah, the next meeting is fine. We'll just hold off until then. And if you guys give us the green light or need more information, we're happy to provide any more info that you need.
All right. Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Video.
Thanks, Natalie. So yeah, there's information on the main left and then the screening that she attached, or GSC overview, so that must be that. Yeah, the guaranteed savings contracting that she's talking about. There's a document on that.
Do you need to talk to her further?
I don't think so, unless you guys have any questions for her. And this was just kind of a
You want to take this?
rough information to you guys, and then I thought we could review it over the next month and then bring it back to the next meeting.
You want to take this down?
No, because Bill's gonna be on next. And you're gonna need to hear him.
Oh, okay. You just get to look at us for a while, Natalie.
Well, Natalie can sign off if she's done with the presentation and you guys don't have any questions.
No, we don't have any questions.
That's up to her if she wants to stay on. Figure out. Yeah. So you don't have to stay if you don't want to, Natalie. No, we
Yeah,
have
I'm talking.
Bill on it.
I'll just lurk in the background.
If it's something to try.
She's gonna lurk around in the background.
All right, we'll let her.
Hi, Bill.
Hey, how's everyone?
We're good. How are you?
Fantastic. First chance I've got to see Dustin in a long time. But I'm here to answer questions about the simplest 3 paragraphs that they've ever written that nobody can read and understand. So I was told that I should be here to answer questions about how the new state law works as concerns town conventions versus primaries. So I didn't know if you guys had questions. You want me to go through this real quick or what you'd like me to do?
I really would just prefer to stay where I'm at.
I get it. The way it works is really easy. And I mean, this is really simple. If you have more than one candidate apply for a position, and remember what I said, more than one candidate, it's no problem. Two candidates, then if it's in an odd numbered year, you have a town convention. If it's in an even numbered year, then the nominees would have a primary. And the primary would be conducted by the county, just the way it does all the other primaries. Of course, if a convention is needed because it's an odd numbered year, then you would do it that way. As I understand, every board member in Rome City is elected in an odd numbered year. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So that means that what this says to this board is that every time there's an election, you'll have a town convention if more than one person files a declaration for the same office.
Okay.
Now, if you want to change that, you could change it so it would, we could stagger offices, we could do all sorts of different things. But it's up to you folks. But what you've got now, you're using a convention.
Well, that's what I prefer to stay with myself. What do you guys think?
It's cheaper that way.
We
That's why I came. So I have been doing some research on it, and I mean, I'm concerned as a citizen that, from what I understand, so don't take this personal, and you're my friend. I'm not, definitely this is not
I don't
right?
take it personally.
But as a citizen who pays taxes and cares about what happens to the town, I would rather have the option to vote if there's more than one candidate.
That's what he's saying.
But if you have the convention,
Only
They're
in the
going
odd
to-
year, only in the odd year, and everybody's on the odd year, so therefore there is no election take
Yeah.
place.
and if
Yeah.
and if it's the conservatory thing, I understand that it's the insider parties who get to determine, they get two votes and they make the votes and nobody in the,
No, that's not how that works.
okay, well, that's what I read. So I was.
Have Bill explain the convention.
Yeah,
process.
the convention process is pretty much a primary that takes place on a small scale. It's very much like going to vote. And once again, it only happens if you have more than one person running for a seat. But if you have that happen and you have an election's necessary, then the town chairman organizes the convention. It's got to be held in town in a suitable location. Everybody comes in on the date of the convention and votes. It'd be pretty much like going to a precinct to vote. They would check to make sure you're a registered voter and or you have the proper ID. You would cast your vote. They would count the votes, and then that person, the person who wins, gets the seat. I mean, it's just that simple. If
I
both
think what
parties,
she's asking, Bill, is so the parties don't have anything to do with it.
no, it's the people.
Okay.
It's the people who have it, not the,
No,
it's not a
the
Republican Party or a Democratic Party. It's the
no, no,
people who make the vote.
no. That's not true. It's a Republican Party or a Democratic Party. If you had, let's say, 4 people run, 2 Republicans and 2 Democrats,
Yeah.
there would be a Republican convention, and the people who are Republicans would vote. There would be a Democratic convention. The people who are Democrats would vote.
So then there would be two people running in the election, that one would be Democratic and one would be Republican
That's correct.
on in the general.
Which is really no different than your primary, because
Right.
if you go into your primary, you're going to vote Republican or Democrat, and you're going to vote for who you want to be in the final election. So this process here isn't what concerns who's going to get the office, although realistically it probably would in a town as small as Rome City. But if you have two Republicans, you're going to have a Republican caucus. I call it a caucus convention. And if you have two Democrats, you're going to have a Democratic convention. There'll be one person from each party, then make it to the final election. And then at that election, you would vote whoever you wanted to. It wouldn't have to be Republican or Democrat because both parties' names would be there. So the convention is just like a primary on a smaller scale.
In the last convention we had, which I don't even know what year that was, it was at the school. We held it at the school.
Yeah.
And it was council members, I think. We had 5 council members.
But it's not a situation where someone's going to appoint someone. That's not what happens. What happens is the party actually has the residents come in and vote for who they want to do it.
It isn't the party who picks them, it's the people who pick the person.
Just like you would at a primary.
And that's where I was getting confused, because it sounded to me like the Republican Party picked whoever,
You're fine, you're fine.
and that was it.
That would be,
That would be more like.
that would be like if
That's what.
if
that's what I
Karen
was thinking.
resigned.
No, right, that's how, I mean. Ken-
That's how Ken got on
Yeah,
there. So that's a caucus. That's
but
different.
I thought everything was gonna be that way. That's
No.
what I-
No. And so when the vote comes up again, the traditional vote,
If
the
we
people
have-
vote.
If we have more,
If you have candidates.
if we have more candidates than seats.
So if only 3 people put their name in, and there's.
Then they're in, right?
But they have to be of the same party. So say we had 6 people put in and 3 of them were Democratic and 3 of them were Republicans.
Then you have to choose.
Then when it goes to, we wouldn't have a primary, we wouldn't have a convention because we have 3 seats for each party. And then it goes to the general election and you're then voting on the person.
Right. Absolutely.
But
You
the
got
vote
it,
was
Lee.
repeated. So it's kind of like when you do the Orange Township Board. If there's more people that are running for the Orange Township Board, so say you've got 4 people running, but 3 seats available, then you're voting for 3 people.
Gotcha.
Because that has come up where they've had more people put in for that board than seats.
Bill, do you have anything you want to add to that?
Do you have anything more you want to add to that, Bill?
No, I think you guys understand it. Like I said, it's a law that is always misunderstood because they use the word convention and everybody assumes that's probably a precinct committeeman just putting their cousin in. But that's not what it is. It's an actual place where you go and you vote.
Yes.
So if we would go to staggered terms, then we would have 1 council member that would be under a primary. And
Yes.
the other 2 would stay under convention.
Or
right?
verse versa.
Or would you do 2 on odd? No, you do 1 per year, right?
I would, yes.
So,
It'd be too much to.
Mhm. so you'd still have convention.
Yeah, but I was going to say because the way the law is written, you
Right.
would still
So
you would
even an
still
odd.
have a convention.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't see any need to mess that all up. Do you, Bill?
Really, they
I
probably-
never tell my board how to get elected. I just say keep appointing the same attorney.
No. Good job, Bill. Cha-ching.
To just even years, because that's when we actually have the normal elections. So like your presidential elections in an even year, your county officials are in an even year. Because the vote that who we're voting on in May would be the sheriff. And I don't know who else is on there, but the sheriff's the one that's got, well, there's a commissioner. So
Commissioners
and Metzger.
And the prosecutors and judges and
So that's probably why they did that, Bill. If you want to do a primary, you would do it in an even year. Because there's
Right.
our elections going on.
And that is the reason the primary's in an even year. And the reason the convention's in the odd years is because there's almost nobody running.
But there still has to be an election.
Right.
If we have opposing parties,
That's true.
correct?
Yes.
In an odd year. Okay, let's make it super easy. Not.
And so, Bill, I've got a question on this. Am I correct that if you wanted to run in a convention, you would have to have your name in submitted by May something?
I can't tell you what the date is. I think it's earlier than May, to be honest, because the actual primary takes
February.
place in May. So yeah, February makes more sense. You would have to have your name submitted
I think it's
earlier
February,
than the
I think
vote.
it's February 12th is the cutoff day.
Okay.
I lost you.
No, that makes sense because that would be, I think it's 80 days or 89 days before the actual convention takes place. There's some number of days in there. But it makes sense that you would actually have to declare that you're going to be a candidate before the time when you would hold either a convention or a primary, or else nobody knows you want to be a candidate.
So 2027 is when the council and the clerk would be up for reelection.
Yes.
So most likely, we'll have to look, but February something would be the deadline to put in somebody.
Correct.
Okay.
I just would tell them February 1st because things get slow over to Albion sometimes.
Well, it's nice to do it by February 1st anyway, because most people who run for the first time forget something.
Yeah, true.
And if you get there early enough, then when you talk to the clerk, she might say, hey, you need to go get a petition, or you need to get this, or you need to get that. And it gives you time to get that done.
True. Did anyone else have any questions about that? Did that answer your questions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think we all want, I would want to go because I want to know what you're gonna do. Right? I know what Ken's gonna do for me, he's my friend, but I don't know you, and I don't know you. So you know what I'm saying, like, I would. want to hear,
Absolutely.
Hey, this is what I think the town needs to do, and this is the direction I'm gonna go, and I want to be able to vote for that person. So, that was my concern, but that doesn't answer the question.
Okay.
Probably the most important thing is getting the candidates get in and put their applications in, in early February so that they don't miss any deadlines.
Yeah, true. Yes. So if you know anybody who would like to,
I don't know, but I can.
Because
be sure they get there by February 1st. No, I'm not running again.
We do have a spot.
You're going to have a seat open because I'm done.
So we need to start searching. and
Yeah. Yeah. I've done my 50 years of being on boards for Rum City.
Thank you.
I've still got 10 to go.
At-
various boards.
During various boards, not just this one. Yeah, various boards. 50 years. Been married 56. In Rum City for 56. And my kids got old enough to not need me all that time. So I started doing boards just for fun. Okay.
Well, folks, I'm not going to be like Natalie and lurk around in the background. I'm just going to disappear because you got Dustin there.
You don't want to hear the sewer rate study?
Not really.
Okay.
You got Dustin there. I'm just here because I seem to be the one person north of Indianapolis that understands the law well enough to talk with the attorney for the election board.
Well, we're glad to have you.
All righty. You guys have a great evening, and Dustin, take care.
Thank you.
Sewer rate study update.
It's just an update. So Lee and I met with the Indiana Rural Water Authority, a few weeks ago before you went on vacation. And they're finalizing their rate study. They have asked us, we responded to some questions after that meeting, so they're still working on that. They had given us a preliminary rate study, but it wasn't completed, so had errors in it, so I didn't want to give it out. So I know that we had talked, Cheryl, that you had talked about a $10 increase going forward.
Yes,
So that was not their original proposal. So I asked them to give us their original proposal and give us a proposal for the $10 increase as well.
okay.
So we've answered some questions after those meetings, and so we're just waiting on the final paperwork and the corrections and everything to get returned back to us.
Did they give a reason why it's taken so long?
They are very small.
Wow, they must just be two people or something.
That's about right.
It is. It is.
We, because we were expecting this study to be done.
Yes. And it's also free. We're not paying for it. The state of
Well,
Indiana is paying for it.
yeah, that's great, but regardless, we were expecting numbers back last fall.
And I've asked, and we tried to set up meetings, and
Yeah,
Maybe the timing will work out for when this project gets started.
okay.
And
Hopeful.
yeah, and depending on what Commonwealth's projections say, we may need to have an official rate study done on top of this as well. This was just to try and get us to see if we were in line with what we were doing and what we wanted to do. But depending on some of the programs, we might have to have an official rate study done again.
Oh,
which
okay.
We would have to pay for.
Which would probably be what I think Peter Franklin is the one that.
Yeah, and I think that was like 5,000
for us
something
last
at the time.
Yeah, real close to 5,000.
And they were fairly quick with that.
Yeah,
So
Like
I mean,
with
it depends on,
I think they were within 90 days.
yeah, the loan, if we, how much the loan amount's gonna be, as to whether we'll have to do one that's official.
Okay. And for those of you who are here, there was one project at the sewer department that was 250,000 just to say hello. So that's the reason for increases in your sewer payments. It's not that we're trying to rip anybody off, but we got to cover it somewhere.
Well, but when I met with Indiana Pump Works today, their best guess estimate for the inline station, which is the station that would be above ground, nothing underground,
Yeah.
Was $1.5 million.
Yeah.
Just for that. So we'll look at costs on the submersibles just to see what the difference is there. Anyway, the options as to what we want to go, but I would like to eliminate a confined space entry if possible.
Yes.
It's dangerous for your employees to be getting in and out of. And the closest emergency retrieval is Kendallville when they go into confined space.
We don't have anybody in.
No, nobody that's trained closer, Kendallville, because Kendallville is full-time.
Oh, okay.
firefighters.
Yeah.
So we call ahead of time when we do a confined space entry and put them on standby, so they know that we're going.
Okay.
And then when they get out safely, they let them know. But so they're kind of ready if something happens, then they can dispatch their people.
Yeah, but that's
Faster.
still an 11-minute response time, at least.
Yep. So something to think about.
Okay. New business, Sylvan Sellers noise extension for the 26th, 27th, June 10th, September 4th, and 18th.
Yeah, every year they have their concert series, and then they've been doing some, I don't know what they call them, in September. It's not the concert series, but in September they do the, help me out, Ken.
I'm trying to tell you, but they asked me, I'm the one that went up. Because I didn't want to have an emergency meeting.
Correct. Yeah, so concert series, June 26th and 27th. July 10th is the locals. The local one that they do. So Hubie, and then they need the local people. They have a name for it. I can't think of it, but it has to.
Yeah, it's local trip.
And then September 4th, I think, is the food bank.
I think it's-
Is that the 18th?
Yeah, I think it's after summer.
So the local food bank, they call it the Buffalo Fest.
Okay,
And then the money all goes back to our local food banks. So whatever money they raise that night. And then September 4th, for the life of me, I can't remember what that one is. It might be another fundraiser type event.
okay.
Probably right around.
Yeah, it's Labor Day weekend, so. So anyway, they always come and ask for an extension in case there's something that happens that's not foreseen. So
It's
if
just
they have an
something.
electrical issue, if the entertainment or whatever. So our normal stop time is 11, Paul,
No, it's for 12.
and they're asking. For those.
Yeah.
And I think there's only been one time they've used it. It was a local one, I thought, the local band that went late.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that they put it all together to where we can do this all at once. Cause they've been come to the board individually for each date for permission to stay late, but I don't have a problem with this. Do you guys? Have a vote, make a motion?
I make a motion that we grant Sullivan Solvers their noise ordinance extension for the dates listed till 12 p.m.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Sylvan Farms tax abatement.
So Nate has filled out another abatement, which I believe it goes till 28 or 29. And that just needs to be signed if we approve that again for this year. I've got everywhere marked, I think, that it needs to be signed. He's got everything completed. We're still waiting on Precision and Momentum to send in their tax abatement forms. We have sent them emails, we've sent them.
Well, you remember what a terrible time we had last year.
Yeah, it's
I
the same
called them
problem.
today too, so I called the president today and left a message. Told him when his deadline for.
Need a motion for Sylvan Farms.
I make a motion that we approve Sullivan Farms tax abatement.
What's the actual, what is it for? It's for these. That's what makes them still.
So they had new equipment installed back in. Looks like 15 is when they came in and asked for it.
And then they came in and asked for it again in 2019.
19, okay, so that's an adjustment. I think it was
What's
the concrete and the
I think it was for the kitchen.
and the kitchen equipment, but I know the outdoor patio was in there originally in one of them. And then the kitchen equipment. I can't remember all the stuff, but those are the two things that come out. Possibly the electrical that they pushed, they ended up putting out.
Did you second?
Mhm.
All in favor? Regulators for Chautauqua Days encampment.
Hi.
Hi.
So my name is Rhonda Steinecker, and I am the president of Advanced Rome City and parade chair of the coordinator for the Chautauqua Day Parade. As you're aware, this year's the 250th anniversary of United of America. And I was at one of the meetings and Stone Trace would be willing to be in our parade. I didn't know that. So they've never done this before, but they will bring a team of people. They would like to have a place to put up tents. So we're working with the park board. I think Roberta already reached out to Lee about a place where they can camp. They would be in the parade. And so we did talk to the marshal. He thought we should come to you. They do want to bring their the guns.
Muzzle loaders.
Yeah, thank you. And they're only, what is it?
Muskets.
Muskets. There you go, muskets. Thank you, muskets. And shoot them off in the parade. It will be only powder, no live ammo. But we felt was something that's new and different. We should come to you and make sure you're okay with it.
I think it's fabulous.
I'm excited. I didn't know they would do this. And
I had no clue.
Yeah, I had no idea. So we'll put them on the list every year.
So will they do it like right out front here where the stand's gonna be?
Probably.
with
And then,
speaker?
and then we'll also have tents where people can come over to their tents, possibly if we would want, and they can teach them things or whatever. So I'm working with Wendy, blanking on her last name. Anyway, she's the person over at Stone Trace. Yeah. We're trying to grow the parade.
Like the old Three Rivers. I would imagine they'll probably shoot those off more than once.
Probably.
But I mean, I don't have any concerns against it.
I don't have a concern. I've visited, you know, and really enjoyed their whole Stone Trace, it's just great. And they have sent representatives that I've seen at Chain of Lakes during the summer. They'll have different people who go to the schoolhouse and put on demonstrations and so on and so forth. They really do a great job. Very interesting.
Well, every other year, we're trying to add something new. We got,
And I think they attend the Apple Festival too, don't they? Yeah, I think so. I think so.
we're just asking that you okay that so they can, shoot off their
Yeah.
muskets.
You need a motion for,
I'll make a motion to approve, what is it? Regulators for Chautauqua Day.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye. Thank you, Ron.
Gary Cox IT contract.
This is annual contract, same cost as the last few years of $4,000 a year. Just signing it. There's initials on each page and I just have the back page here. He's got his insurance and everything included in the packet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
Did I do-
You said 4,000?
Yes.
What's that all include? Does that include just for call, or does that include?
Anything. We've never gone over
Is
that.
it security
Right.
software
Yeah.
too?
When we can't get this thing to work properly.
Yeah. We're installing this stuff so we can have it work. somehow.
He takes care of the storage
Yeah.
too in the basement. So everything's backed up.
Does he have, how many hours does he have before it becomes a charge, or is it?
He doesn't ever charge us anything.
Yeah, we've never tried
Flat
it.
fee.
Okay.
Do we need to approve his payment? Do we need to approve his
Yeah.
payment?
Make a motion for,
Gary
You-
Cox,
yep, Gary Cox.
Second.
all in favor?
Yeah.
Firearms range agreement with Noble County Sheriff's Department, LaGrange and Avila.
Noble County has requested, they'll use our range this year. We're City, again, for the last 5 years, probably 6. Avila is my understanding is only, they've got some guys, they have to get qualified. And so they don't gonna use it for that purpose. Noble County would be new this year to warranty with it. They've got fire instructor. Generally, they use, along with Albion, they use the Conservation Club in Albion. Yeah. They've got an area that is maybe a little bit wider than the wall there. And every time a train goes by, they have to stop shooting, and they can only shoot one way, and it's not conducive to fire constraining with so their Noble County's new instructor wants to use our range.
And what kind of contributions would they make towards the purchase of targets or whatever?
They bring their. We haven't charged anybody in the past.
Okay,
The only thing that they would use ours are the target stands. As long as nobody's shooting at the dirt. Target stands.
okay.
But they'll bring their own.
Well, but you know what I mean? I don't want us to be paying
Oh,
for
Yeah, I'm not.
the targets for like 5 departments to use.
Yeah. About that. Providing consumables. Then I would. So. They have to provide all their consumables.
Okay,
We're just providing.
okay. Need a motion?
Make a motion that we approve the firearm range agreement with Noble County Sheriff Department with range in the villa.
Sure.
All in favor?
All right.
Trench box purchase?
I think it's got more than just a trench box on here. I think it got a whole bunch of stuff. So there's a trench box, a gas meter, and a tripod. So here, this is the tripod. So we have a current tripod, but if we bought it in the late 90s. And they're only really good for so many falls on them.
Yeah.
So I don't know how many falls or if we've had any falls, but I think it's time that we pay for safety equipment. And then this is the gas meter. We also have a gas meter, but over the years, things get misplaced and new people don't follow through on getting the gases that need to be purchased to get it calibrated. So this comes with the meter and then the gas calibrations and the box it's like the whole kit.
And they all stay together?
And it all stays in space, one box, so it's all in one area. And then the trench box, obviously that can speak for itself. It's a box they put down in the ground when they dig out so that the sides don't cave in on them.
Yeah,
How often
And-
do they use that?
Well,
quite
whenever they
often.
have to dig something up, so we've never had one. But the problem is that in the past, the cost was astronomical. I mean, they were $25,000 to buy a trench box. So when the guys came in and talked to me about it, I said, well, get some prices and see if they've come down to where they're more reasonable, which $11,000 is, or it's 10,000 because they had the sales tax on here, but is a much better number than $15,000 to $20,000 for a trench box. But they do, we have 126 grinder stations and 27 lifts. So if they have to dig up pipe, they need it. They should have it.
I guess the only thing I was going for is renting versus owning.
The problem is the time to go to the rental place and pick it up and then bring it back. And then if they have to leave the trench open overnight because they didn't get everything done, then you're looking at 2-day rentals. And I just think, I've been here 33 years, not really had that, and it is a necessary, proper safety component we should have for them if they're gonna be out there. I mean, if we wanna hire a contractor to come in and do it all the day, which we do for the bigger jobs, but I mean, for the safety of our guys, I think it's a small price.
I guess I'm not arguing the safety, I am more arguing, do we need to purchase a person to rent it? That would be my.
Where would you
I did
rent
some
it from?
research before I came, but
You'd be going to Auburn
I think Taylor.
or, yeah, Taylor Reynolds, so you're looking hour there, hour back. So,
I think it's about $400 and some dollars, is what I put for it. I think that was maybe for the week. So that's only, I'm gonna just bring it up, so.
Considering the amount of stations that we have though.
How many times do we use it in a year? You know, if you had to guess.
well, how many times do they dig stuff up?
But they would use,
Um,
like the word, if we didn't have it, we would go rent,
Well, they've been doing without.
like that. Would that.
Yeah. so, yeah, they haven't been. 3-4 times a year. On, a best guess, but the grinders. So they're 50 some years old, piping's 50 some years old. I mean,
Do you feel that they would use it more? if
I
they
think
had-
they would use it more if they had it.
Be like what most people do, oh, we can do it, and
Right.
we'll jump up on the roof and,
Mhm.
or they really shouldn't, so.
And I did assign David Rainey as our safety person, so he's really been taking the classes and trying to get everything to where they're more safety conscious, the guys are more aware that they need to do these things. Instead of just, oh, well, we can do this real quick and it won't be a problem. Okay.
Yeah, and it's not good when it's a problem. As a former EMT, I can tell you, I pulled a guy out from a fall in. And we barely got him out in time.
So the sewer, gas meter and tripod. We would pay for that all out of sewer. And then the trench box, we would pay half out of street, half out of sewer. So we'd have around $8,000 that we pay out of sewer and about 3,500 that we pay out of street.
Have we looked at for any used ones? No.
You
I've
cannot
seen that.
buy, are you talking just trench boxes?
Yeah.
I haven't
Oh,
looked
yes.
at those, but you cannot buy used of the others.
Good. I'm just saying for the little amount of use, the safety amount.
I mean, I can have them look into it and see if they can find anything. But can we get approval on the gas meter and tripod in the meantime?
Taylor.
What's that?
Taylor.
Oh, I don't know, yeah, I don't do that. I just,
Yeah,
go.
so
I
I
just go.
Yeah, I'm not sure who does.
Yeah, I just know.
We'd have to do some research on rental. I'm sure there's somebody. Probably whoever does cranes or, I think the other things are solved. Yeah, where,
Maybe
Sunbelt?
Ship Shape Rental.
Gypsy rental might.
Sunbelt on Coliseum and Fort Wayne.
Mhm.
Then we ended up buying.
You got- you guys don't want to sell your used one, right?
I actually made one out of plywood and buy for a while. Now we have aluminum one. that breaks
Have
down.
them look for Facebook Marketplace too. Like, I've actually bought a lot of stuff at the dealership.
I'll have them check and see if there's anything on there.
But yeah, I would.
Yeah. Which part of the equipment was it that you needed?
The gas meter and the tripod.
Can I have a motion for the gas meter and the tripod?
Make a motion, to purchase the gas meter and the tripod.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Come on in and have a seat, Tim.
35, 40 minutes?
Yep.
Did the air conditioner just shut off? Is it just me?
I can hear it running.
I think that's the reason fountain.
Oh, okay.
We'll probably get frozen in a. It was 77, so yes, it was warm.
I'm old. It was feeling great. Health insurance for 2026.
So I had Dan Helton, give us our, cost comparison for 2026. Of course, it's not up again. It will never go down. There's, if we stay with, PHP, or we can move to Anthem, I have an asterisk by both of the ones that I was kind of looking at. I did talk to Paul. I didn't get a chance to talk to you. I talked to Scott. And there's no real benefit other than the, like, some of the out of pockets that are more. If you go to Anthem, there's some that are more if you stay with PHP. The cost is about just over $100 difference, depending on what one we stay with. And also reached out to Trust Indiana, no, AIM Medical Trust. They're for Indiana municipalities. The gentleman that I needed to talk to last week was out for spring break. He sent me an email this morning and I gave him all the information that he was requesting. And so he was going to look at that and review it and hopefully get us something back next week. And schedule a meeting with us to see if going to that medical pool type insurance is going to be beneficial or not. Because I don't want to do anything to hurt any other town employees or like take any coverage or anything away. It just might be something that's a little bit more cost effective for the town. And so that's why I looked at them a couple of times, but I don't 100% understand how they work. So I'd like to have them give us a quote and sit down with us and explain how they work and how the coverage would be for the employees.
Is anyone having issues with the insurance we now have?
I know some people have complaints about it, but you're going to have complaints about any insurance.
What about adding the health savings plan?
Yeah.
I mean, that would help with some of the expenses that they would have out of pocket.
Right.
What's our deductible?
Right now it's 500 and 1,000. If we say to PHP, it'd be 500 and 1,000. So
How many people do we have?
there are 11. No, there's 15 on insurance right now.
Isn't there programs where we can go with other municipalities? and
That's
Yeah, she's waiting for them to get back to her.
I know in the past Brenda checked into that, and what happens is that the people that go into those pools are people that can't really get insurance because they've had too many claims. So then they're in the pool and then you're in the pool paying more because it's where everybody goes to get insurance because they can't get it anywhere else.
Yeah.
But it might have changed, so it'd probably be a good thing to check into and see.
Yeah, because I think like more people have gone into it and I don't know if it's changed. Because with the cost of the insurance was continuing to go up to it went up 11% this year.
How much is it per person?
It varies. Ages and
yeah.
So
So
if they've got families.
yes, families pay more, individuals pay
Yeah, I know
$25.
Daniel pays a lot.
Daniel pays a lot, Dustin pays a lot. They're the only two that have
Before
families.
it's-
Yeah. So we can table this for next month until we get back from
Okay,
the AIM one.
sounds good.
Because we've got until May 1st, or no, I'm sorry, June 1st to make a decision, which will give us 2 weeks to make that decision next month.
Who are we with now? Okay.
PHP.
I make a motion to table till next month.
Make a motion that we table. Over
Second.
there.
All in favor? Town manager report.
Had 9 meetings for the month. We have 6 building permits, 1 electrical, 1 gas, 1 full body shed, 1 porch, and then an enclosed and another. He's doing a porch on the front and then he's enclosing a porch on the back. And then a pole barn with. We had 3 variances, for the month. One was on Lakeside and that was approved for reduced side yard. They're gonna put a second story. The house is existing there. They're just adding the second story, but when you add to it, they still need to get variance because it doesn't meet the code. The second one was a house that's being torn down and they're rebuilding in the same spot, but it's an undersized lot. So they asked for reduced side yards because it's only 35 width on their lot. And they also would have went over their lot coverage once they put the house on. So that was approved. And then the third one was a pole barn for size and height. And that is basically at the end of Hilltop Drive, and that guy has a lot of land down there. So, and it's gonna be basically what we would consider backside of the road.
Yeah.
He's putting on the other side of his driveway. And that one was approved. This month, we have 3 variance requests. One's off Spring Beach for garage height, size, and side yard. And where that is on Spring Beach, it's quite a hill. So he's gonna build into the hill, which makes the size more because it's gonna have a lower floor on it that most people don't have. You don't normally have a 2-story garage.
Yeah.
But he will end up having that. So we can reduce some steps on the exterior during the winter. And then Webb, which is Cane Basin Drive, Lumberlost Landing, he wants to put in another pole barn. And he's gonna exceed the size and the height that we allow. And then a pole barn on Bayview. It's basically a replacement of a garage that was there. They tore the barn down last year and now they're wanting to put a pole barn in. Height will be fine, it's the size they're asking for variance on. And that'll be this Thursday. And on the Weisenberger suit, that's still in the chain. I still am working my way through getting their numerous pieces of.
How long's this been with them? I feel like it's been for forever.
So it was a year. So Swaney was a year in January, so is it coming up on 2 years?
I can't remember that first meeting. We had like 3 different meetings about Weisberger, 3 different separate appeals, because every time something.
I can't
happened,
remember. I'm thinking it was the same time as Swaney's. Cause it seems like we had them both on the agenda, or he's older than Swaney.
Thought it was like March. Then there was. another
Anyway,
one
it's
in
been
May.
over a year, I can tell you. We're moving into year 2 on this.
We have a pre-trial conference on the phone, like a phone conference, just to let the court know what's going on.
When's that?
It's coming.
So I need to get the stuff into him before you have the pre-trial conference, is that what you're telling me?
I mean, my argument is just gonna be that we thought we had it all done and, they brought it to our attention when they're trying to.
Well, when you certify it to the court, that
Yeah, we
means
already
it's
certified it.
finding everything's there. I'm not sure how you go back and then say you need more.
It's actually in person on the phone. So it's April 27th at 10 a.m.
I should be able to get
Status
to
conference.
that before that.
So it's just status for the court to figure out what's going on. To
Plan,
reset our brief dates.
so plan commission for this month. Spring Beach, the gentleman that wants to put the garage up, we found out there's an old alley that still runs through there that's not been vacated. Portion of it's been vacated, but not the portion where his house is. So he's gonna vacate, requesting to vacate that. So that'll come in front of the plan commission, and then since it's a public way, it'll come to you guys for final approval at the May meeting. Because there's really no reason to leave it open. It's right in the middle of their lots. I assume that was supposed to be the road, and they built the road behind it. They didn't build the road where.
Well, it may have been a fire lane
It could be. But people
because,
have built over it now.
yeah, because it's at where the Normans and Dorothy Chapman's is, when they vacated that, it was fire lane.
Okay.
It was an alley. And beside my house, that the trucks and all use, that was fire lane. That wasn't supposed to be an alley or anything. That was just supposed to be a fire lane, but it just kept being used as a roadway. And
Became one.
then it became one. It's now paved and used well.
So for Conservancy District, I paid the bills, did minutes. The district did a review with the board members, and we had some other individuals from, Paul was here, and it's a Lake Association, just to go over the emergency action plan. So if there's ever an event that we need to enact it, that there's a few more people than just Paul and Jay, our president, and me and Heidi that know what's going on. So that went really well, I think, and we're gonna continue that kind of review process off and on.
I was impressed with it. I thought it was really a good meeting.
And then we will have the tabletop exercise in August when we do the dam inspection. So that's where we have Red Cross and the Sheriff's Department and conservation officers and DNR and everybody's there, Paul and Park Board. We've got our concert series scheduled and our food truck scheduled. And the guys are working on installing new posts on around the perimeter there at Sycamore. Those are all starting to rot off and fall over. And somebody ran over our historic sign down there. So we're in the process of getting that back up. And I have no idea. I think it had to be a construction truck from the bridge project, because that was put in and it had 6 pieces of rebar. It was concrete post, 6 pieces of rebar that went up into that post.
Yeah.
And they just, so it had to be a trailer because it's
with a backhoe on it.
Yeah, it had a metal casing around it, and it skinned that metal casing right off. So it had to be a trailer that they backed up, and I don't know how they didn't know they didn't hit it, because it had to be with that rebar in it. Bike trail, the concrete area that's gonna go in around the musical bells, because I don't know if you've noticed or not, or been that way, the bells are all removed. They're in the process of trying to put the concrete in, but we'll wait and see with the weather. So it could be a couple weeks before they get that all installed. So that'll all be ADA compliant, and once that's done. Noble Trails, we have the 5K on the 25th. So they're trying to get 250 people to sign up and do the walk. It's a walk and a run, so you don't have to run.
So we're gonna expect to see everybody here?
Correct. The chamber has their roadside cleanup. That's where we go out and clean up the actual roadways. That's on May 2nd from 9 to 0. We meet here at 9, and then everybody gets the bus and bags, and we go out and pick up garbage, and then we come back, and Vineyard Christian Church provides lunch for everybody, because they are the ones that clean State Road 9 headed down towards 6. And the Buffalo, if you've noticed, it's missing. We took it in to get it repainted. Nobody stole it. It's just out for a refresh. And we're gonna add the America 250 logo to the side of it too. Certified letters were sent out to the industrial park owners. So Precision is one of the groups that I haven't gotten the contract back from. So I did mention that today when I talked to him on the phone. And then I will have Bill send a notice out to the other entity that I haven't heard back from. I've sent letters, I don't know, 3 times, I think. I'm trying to see what's important here. Oh, the video store. So I have been in contact with Mr. Shapper, on getting that cleaned up. Only because he needs something from me, so
Can we
Right.
get like a timeline to where he absolutely has to, or we start?
that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay,
But since he now
it
needs,
seems like something has been on the agenda.
but now, since he needs something from me, I have
Okay,
pretty good that he will get it done.
okay, good.
So if there's anything that you guys want me to ask NDOT on the bridge project, let me know, because I meet with them every other week. We have a meeting about that. That's pretty much it. I told you all the other stuff. That's it for me.
Does the fire department have something they can, do you guys have something you can put in both directions to stop? So you guys can get through that? Or, like, say personnel? Like to where you guys can control the stoplight? Is there any way we could, or where we could?
No, because well, they have a timer set on each light. So if we were to change that light to get through, it would impact, you catch people, you probably catch people in it or throw things off. So we either go out and around town or set in line and take the football, then we can go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Seems like there would be a better way, but.
I talked with the NDOT supervisor down there, Chris, the other day, last week,
Mhm.
and so they plan on having everything done where they're currently working by July. So it'll be, everything will be done on the lakeside for the fireworks. After the fireworks, then they'll move
To the opposite.
to the opposite side. So traffic then will be on the right side and the work will be on the left side going north. So that's the plan as it stands. Is that they will have the lakeside all completed before July.
And that's the side that takes the longest because they added to it. So the other one should take, they might be done by August then. Because originally they said September, but they might be done. Hopefully. Was there an accident today?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't hear any sirens. Did you not run them?
No. It was property damage accident. Brown and Sons fuel truck.
Is it full?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
So apparently he fueled some of the vehicles and stuff up there. And as he was driving down through the chute, he still needed to do some fueling over there. So as he was driving down through the chute, he was trying to figure out where he could get in to back up. And while he was looking down here, he wasn't paying attention to here. And he drove right into the guardrail. And they had to tow his truck.
So it wasn't in the concrete part
No.
of it, it was in the guardrail.
It was in the guardrail bumper. So they had to come out and replace that whole piece on the guardrail. Which I found out those run roughly $11,000 to $12,000 to replace that three little section of guardrail.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You make the money on that, though.
You can take the trench pass, it's expensive.
Everybody was okay though.
It didn't blow up, so that's a good thing.
It's just going to you, Paul.
Vehicle mileage, squad 1, 1,529 miles. Squad 3, 1,491 miles. Squad 4, 882 miles. Hours worked, I worked 176. Dustin 161. Daniel 197. Part-time 11 and reserve 29.5. Ordinance violations, town ordinance, for abandoned vehicles, 4, nuisance, 3, curfew, violations, 1, officer initiated events, business checks, 40, assisted other departments 12 times, 1 warrant served, 81 park security checks, 7 community policing events, traffic violations, 12 tickets written, 84 warnings written. Other events, 4 VIN checks, 2 HIN checks, 5 golf cart inspections, 3 ORV inspections, complaints, 1 animal complaint, 2 juvenile complaints, 1 drug complaint, 12 miscellaneous complaints, 2 suspicious vehicles, 1 suspicious activity, 1 disabled vehicle, 2 welfare checks, 1 family fighter disturbance, 2 accidents, 6 medic assists, 1 alarm. Says 1 criminal arrest, but there was more than that. 2 driving complaints, 2 citizen assists, and 1 found property. So on criminal arrest, March 8th, OWI endangerment, OWI with a minor passenger involved. March 10th, a theft with prior offense. March 18th, a refusal to identify self. March 20th, resisting law enforcement with a vehicle, false informing, and possession of a controlled substance. March 26th, leaving the scene of an accident, possession of cocaine. And March 28th, false informing. Meetings attended. March 9th, town council meeting. The 12th, training council meeting. The 19th, police prosecutors meeting. The 19th, another training council meeting. The 23rd, met with Brian Walker and one of his deputies, Chris Moriarty, and Orange Township Fire Chief for the funeral procession for Larry Hanshoe. And then March 25th, had the Conservancy District's Emergency Action Plan meeting. Training are conducted March 3rd, was our department training for situational awareness. March 15th to the 20th, Daniel Reinhardt went to Defensive Tactics Level 1 Instructors course. March 17th, I sat through a webinar for impaired driving that dealt with drugs, gabapentin, and diphenhydramine. And then March 23rd, I sat through a webinar for When Something Hurts, Smart Sustainable Recovery, which was for Police Wellness Week. Special events and activities. The 25th, we did the funeral procession for Larry Hanshoe. And then notes, we emptied the drug drop box. I had 94.774 pounds of prescription medications stuffed in that thing.
Excellent.
Squad 4 went to Shepherd in Auburn. It had a cracked oil filter housing, which was replaced. The oil pump was replaced. Oil change and tire rotation, spark plugs were replaced, and they flushed the engine and the coolant and replaced that to the tune of $3,399.87. And Squad 1 went to Max Platt Fords in Kendallville for a purge valve that was leaking, which was replaced. A turn signal socket and bulb had corrosion, that was replaced. The rear brake pads were rusted and falling apart. Those were replaced. And rear toe links that had a recall that were replaced to the tune of $1,089.80. For incidences in town, December we had 138, January 180, February 145, and in March 147. Outside of town, December we had 79, January 86, February 104, and March 124. The Sheriff's Department had in town in December 27, January 12, February 10, and then March 14 incidences that they responded to. And outside of town, in December, they were 78, January 67, February 60, and March 78. That's traffic sign is still on Front Street. I was gonna move it over to Grant Street, but where they have one of the street signs for the detour, which is supposed to go down Grant Street, is right where we put the post in for our streets, for the speed sign.
Yeah.
And so I can't, get it in there. So it's still set over on Front Street. So during the month of March, average speed was 18.88 miles per hour, minimum speed 5, maximum speed 53 miles per hour. The average value per day was 374.1 vehicles, and total value was 11,500.
That's a lot of vehicles for a road that's been closed down.
Yeah.
How do you get going 53 miles an hour in that? And halted in time to get around this?
It's still collecting the speed, probably about where it hits the 25 speed zone, which is on the other side of the pyramid. But still, those barricades are sitting in the roadway.
Right.
So, yeah.
So Paul, was there a particular issue that caused the late reporting on the accident report?
Other than just been busy with lots of stuff and just kept getting it pushed off. So it's all on me. Yeah.
We have 2 other guys. They couldn't help you out?
Not to,
Well, on the other things so that you could do your report on time.
well, considering they don't work. And a lot of the stuff that I do now.
Well, you will try to improve greatly on that in the future?
I would like to see it. I don't know if we, what we. can do, but
I think we ought to have a timeline to,
Done it to our 20.
hold you to.
We should be taking responsibility.
I'm thinking, 48, 72 hours a week at the most. There ought to be enough time in there, or I don't care if you have to stay over to get it done. These people need their vehicle taken care of.
They can't do anything, because if they come into us, we can't do anything with them. For
Right.
insurance purposes.
Yes.
And that was tied to another individual who donates quite a bit. And he called me and ripped my ass. I mean, he said, you are lucky you were on the board, Ken, because you almost, it was John Wicker. It was very, very, I'll let you know what you said.
Right.
Well, it's not just because who you know or whatever.
No, it
I
doesn't.
mean,
matter who it is.
It doesn't matter who it is. My husband hit a deer. I want my car fixed. One of those kind of things. And insurance won't do anything if you don't have your report. So,
Can we make a policy for that?
I went through our current policy and it is really vague. So.
yeah, I need a motion to change this to 72 hours for report.
Make a motion, yeah.
Change the
Report
board.
to 72. Probably should research of those. I mean,
No, I did. I talked to 3 or 4 different towns. So, I mean, you're more than welcome to go ahead, but
You
That
can
was-
go then, I'll second it.
What's that?
You can go ahead and do it, I'll second it.
Okay. I think we make a motion for 72 hours business days, or what would we call that? How would you call that? In the world?
So 72
Working days?
working hours. I don't know. If this sound. I don't know. Hours and business days.
72 hours minus weekend.
72 hours.
I'm sure.
Well, if you have holidays, if it happens on
Weekends, not including weekends, holidays, I guess.
Yeah.
We just call it working days. Day two.
So it'd be, well, like 3 working days, I guess. 3 business days.
Within 3 business days.
There you go.
Sound good to you guys? 3
Yep.
business days?
I make a motion, make a. Is it an ordinance or policy?
Policy. It would be policy.
72 hours. Business days. Second.
All in favor?
All right.
And I had mileage of 416 miles for $203.84. That was for training down to Plainsville and back. The majority of that. And then if you have the claims. For town funds, it was a total of $143,864.08. And for field operating. $183.43.
Made it worse.
We're gonna have a motion to pay the claim.
I make a motion that we pay the claim presented to payment.
Second.
All in favor? And when will our next board meeting be?
May the 11th at 6:30.
May the 11th at 6:30 for our next meeting. It's getting close to my bedtime, can't write my names.
You need a motion?
Yeah, motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
All right. All right, thank you, guys.
Thank you, everyone.
We got.
Sure.